Yeah, guys and girls, welcome back. It's 5:02 a.m. It's the 9th of September already, and so I'm sort of, fuck's sake. So right. I was just my half brother sort of thing. Now, so at the moment, right. So I've been rethinking stuff at the moment, right. For the last few days since Mum passed away on Monday, the 6th at 7:30. Now, I'm sort of like trying to not cry, and I'm doing sort of okay. But now I know that basically I've got to basically do things myself. Now, my brother is in the other room, getting drunk and getting pissed and all that. I mean, this could be, I don't know if this could be my last video or if this could be, because I've got a lot of things to do. I've got too much to do. I'm doing everything and all that. So just to let you guys and girls know, right? So yesterday, we had the housing come down. I think it was Tuesday, when I phoned them up and they said, could we come sort of like Wednesday? And they wanted to come basically Wednesday to sort out the house. Now, in a way, now that my mum's not around, I've got to do basically everything myself. Now, we all thought, right, my one brother who drinks alcohol, he thought we probably could stay in this house. My half brother from my dad's side wanted sort of to stay in this house as well. Right, so the update is we can no longer stay here. I'm fine with that. I'm fine. I'm cool with that. But the support workers are fantastic. Well, not support workers. They haven't got one in yet. They're sort of arranging help to move stuff around. They're trying to get the house cleaned up for us and get a skip so we can sort things out, what we want to take and what we don't want to take. Yesterday, when we got the call to say that we were not allowed, because right, so basically my mum's the tenancy agreement holder, and for the 4 bedrooms, a 4-bedroom house. A few people have told me, like, yeah, you probably won't be staying in here anyway. And they were the majority, they were right. Today, I mean, I've got to get up fucking before, because it's the 9th of September, it's Thursday. No, I'm saying Thursday. Is it Thursday? Okay, no. Can't even tell what day it is and all that shit. So, yes, Thursday. Yes, okay. So yesterday was Wednesday, which means basically yesterday was when the housing came round. Housing association. Now they're trying to help us. They're doing their best. We're not getting sort of kicked out. So they said, don't worry about that. But they said my mum's tenancy agreement is basically finished within the 29 days. I've got my mum's sort of like is in the mortuary at the moment, or wherever they took her. On Monday, they said basically once you leave and all that. So I was with my mum from that from when they told her. So at I think 6:30, I was speaking to my cousin, and then I got the phone call, and then they told me to come down to the hospital and sort of, but they said my mum was like literally slipping away, and by the time, they said by the time you might come down, she might not be here. So I sort of had my inklings. I didn't really want to believe it in a way, because it's almost like, but I've had to try and psych myself out. I'm still in pain. I'm like upset and all that kind of shit. But I kind of feel like now I've got options on the table. My mum's no longer in pain. I'm trying to get the funeral sorted out. I've got so much going on in my head. It's like literally like almost like a hand grenade gone off. And then you're having all the sort of shrapnel from the hand grenade going all over the brain, and messing things up. And I've got so much stuff in this house. I'm going to have to take all the photo albums with me and all that kind of stuff. But they told me, right, my one brother who drinks alcohol, he wants to go his own way, but he wants to sort of be where, close by. But he drinks alcohol, so, and he was like sort of being a bit of a dick just a minute ago to my half brother. But I kind of feel now it's my dad's son, right? So yes, my dad's son with another woman, and it's not my responsibility. But then I've got this other part of the side of the brain. It is my responsibility and all that. But anyway, so on getting to the thing where my mum sort of I got the phone call at the hospital when I was speaking to my cousin. The other phone, my house phone, I've still got that fucking got sorted out, and BT and everything sorted out, because that was my mum's phone. So I have to try and cancel all her bills, and it's not my bills, her bills. But it's like they're trying to send me all the paperwork and to try and get me to sign things. I won't sign it because it's my mum's stuff. I'm not having them putting the debt on me, all that kind of shit. So I'm going to have to go to Citizens Vice about that, sort all that crap out. So much to do at the moment. And on that Monday when I got that phone call and they told me to come down, but they said, look, we don't think your mum's going to be sort of alive on that that time, well, when you get there. Now, I think I got there just gone 8 o'clock or coming up to 8:30. I can't remember. It's almost like it's a blur now. The only image I have now left in my head is when I went to the doctor at the Western General, and he goes to me, I said to him directly, I said, is she okay? Is she fine? And he's looking at me like, he gives me that sort of that stare, and then he goes, I'm sorry, she's gone. And then I brought Kevin with me, my half brother, from my dad's side. And then Kevin was like saying to me, oh, mum won't want me up there and stuff. All the hassle that I've put her through and all that kind of stuff, of him, all his tantrums and all that kind of stuff. She don't want me up there. I said, no, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. At this time, at the moment, we all sort of stick together. Now, the really funniest thing, not really, I wouldn't say it's funny, it's actually fucking horrible, actually, to be honest. But it's because I'm sort of so much going on now. I kind of feel sort of different things, all kinds of fucking emotions at the moment. So before I got to the hospital, I was still in the house. I was waiting for a taxi. I ordered the taxi. I went, but before I went to the taxi, they said they'd get a taxi ASAP. I think they weren't long, but it kind of felt a long time. Because sometimes when you feel that there's some sort of thing going on with your family members and all that kind of stuff, your brain makes it think it's a long time. So we waited for the taxi. I think probably about 10 minutes or something, but they said they would get it as fast as they could. So we got the taxi, and before the taxi came, I told my next door neighbours and all that kind of stuff. But before I did that, I was in the house, and then I had my brother, my real brother, who's drunk and all that. Start like laughing to his friends on the internet, not about her dying or anything. Not that. I mean, I don't know what goes on in his consciousness now. It could be just sort of him grieving in that kind of way. But he was like sort of on the internet. I did say to him, do you want to come with us? And my half brother told Darren to come with us as well and all that kind of stuff as well. But he didn't want to come. He said, oh, you go. He said, you go down there because they got all this COVID stuff. It was just bloody excuses, to be honest, and all that. But sort of went down there. I took Kevin, my half brother, down with me and all that. And we found out the bad news that Mum had sort of passed. And I asked the bloke, what time did she pass? And he goes, oh, I think he said the time of death, he said it was 7:30. That's what they put it down as, 7:30. And then sort of got all that sorted out. I feel sort of, I mean, people say to me, well, why was you sort of like, not with your mum for all that time, but how come you never had your own life? 34 years and all that kind of stuff, and you've never been out, you've never done anything, you've never sort of been on your own. And in a way, I kind of sort of wanted sort of validation from my mum. Like, I wanted to have her acceptance or approval. I think this is why, in a way, why I've been sort of, it's almost like I was groomed, not like in that kind of one, but groomed to accept that there's nothing else. There's nothing else for me. Just me sitting at the computer, sitting in the room like I'm doing now, and to playing the games or doing YouTube videos. Been doing almost, I say, half of my lifetime I've been doing YouTube videos. Now, I wouldn't say this is going to be my last video. It's not, so don't guys and girls think that way. I just, I've got a lot to do at the moment. I've got to think and I've got to process all this, and it's going to take time. But I've got quite a lot of family members sort of like are behind me, but I've got to do. I'd say they say, "Oh, well, we don't need to do it all by yourself and all that. We're there to help if you need any help," and it's great and all. But I feel like back at the times, I kind of almost felt like almost groomed to that point where the reason why I am here in the first place was all because my mum sort of like put me as a character, or I wouldn't say brainwashed me in that sense, right? But more like sort of rewired the brain so that way I didn't have a life. The only life I had was basically through the eyes and through basically living through my mum and all that kind of stuff. And now I've kind of sort of, in a way, it's hard to say that, but yeah, it's hard to say that I was living through my mum in the first place. But it kind of makes sense now. And now, obviously, nobody knows how I feel. I don't know how anybody else feels with their sort of relations passing on. So you can't see someone's life sort of. You can only hear what people are saying about what they're thinking. Myself, I'm just being honest to you guys and girls, because I've been honest from day one, looking after my mum. But some videos I've like, I'm presuming you guys and girls have watched. I kind of put like a facade on, like a character. I put myself. Sometimes it feels like I'm actually a character in a game, but it's still the truth. It's still a lot of the stuff. All the stuff is actually what you call real. It's all real, but I feel like also like a character. Somebody else. I'm not myself. I'm not that person that was sort of that I wanted to be, the person I wanted to be. But I feel like now that I have nobody else. I mean, I've got family members and stuff, and they all care and all that, and it's lovely and all that. But they're not the ones that's going to sort of kick me at the backside. They're not the ones that's going to drag me down the road and just get on with life. It has to be me. I have to basically do this for myself now. My mum, she always used to look after me. She used to do everything for me. Now I'm sort of outside my comfort zone. It's like flight or fight mode. I'm scared because this is something different. And you could say, oh, well, you got your two brothers. I don't really, like, I don't mean being cruel or anything. I don't mean like sort of being cruel, but I feel, to be honest, I feel sad inside that I've got these two brothers, that the way they are, the way they've treated me over the years, I kind of felt, what have they done for me? They've done nothing but give me aggro over the past 34 years. Or I would say probably half of that. So I'd say probably when 16, 17. They've put aggro on my mum and made her ill. And this is the reason why was there in the fucking first place. And I mean, it's fucking 5:20 in the morning. Almost been talking for 20 minutes, but I kind of feel that now that I'm talking about it, this could be my scapegoat. This could be my golden. It's hard to say golden ticket, because I feel kind of selfish as well. But my friends keep saying, look, you're not selfish. You looked after your mum all these years. You're not selfish. And, like, your brothers will be fine and they'll be able to look after themselves. And we know the whole world is a scary thing. And just putting your foot outside the door and all this kind of stuff will lead to... They said this will lead to many options for me. And to be independent and start becoming an adult and stuff. And obviously, yes, I'm an adult and all that kind of stuff. And I've got dyslexia as well, so I can't read or write. But there's many people out there who are like me, who've got learning difficulties, got like heart conditions and all this kind of stuff, but are basically in the same position as me. But now I've got to basically, because I've got not my mum now, so I haven't got her, and I haven't got her validation. And my friend said to me last time, you didn't need your mum's validation in the first place. You didn't need her acceptance in the first place. You have to go on this journey on myself, and I have to do it. And he said, my mum wouldn't have wanted me to be miserable for the rest of my life. Or he said, she would want you to be happy. And he said, now that you've got a chance to be happy, he says you take it and all that. But he said it's going to be hard. But he said, I feel better for it. So I'm going to wait until the funeral's finished. I've got to go to the funeral home today, sort all that kind of crap out and all that. And I got my mum's death certificate, supposed to be next week sometime. So I've got that sorted. I've got to sort that out at the registry office and all that shit. And I kind of feel, in a way, talking about it helps me. And it's like I was walking down the street the other day, and I'm a grown man. I'm a 34-year-old grown man, and I'm walking in the street, coming back home, down the road where I go to, and where I used to take my mum and push her down the road to go down to Sainsbury's, and coming back from Sainsbury's to come back home, only just to do a video with my friends whilst I was in the street. And then I'm walking around and I'm getting all these emotions of this entire street, or not this entire street, but the entire road going up to the supermarket. And as I was coming back home, I tell you what, like, no shit in you, right? I'm a 34-year-old grown man, and my friend of 3 friends were talking, and I haven't seen them guys like for a long time. We haven't done group calls on Facebook at all, but it was just the first time doing like a reunion, because we used to play on Xbox. And I broke down in tears, like in the middle, well, almost in the middle of the street, on the pavement area. Not in the street road, but on the pavement where I used to push my mum. And then I was trying to sort out the funeral arrangements and to phone up the funeral home, and sort of started sorting that out. And I was in Costa's every day by myself, and I broke down in tears. And the young lady there, I used to take my mum into the Costa's, she gave me like a tissue and all that kind of stuff, and I sort of broke down in tears and all that. And it's like, when you're doing all these things, like everything at one go, you kind of feel like you're all alone in the world. And I know you guys and girls care as well, but then it's like, you're not all in that head of mine. You're not like you don't know what I'm thinking, or what I'm sort of emotions I'm going through. Obviously the emotions, yes, you guys and girls have the same, you've had parents and all that, but as individuals, each of us are all different. And this is a great thing, because we're all different, and we've got all our own sort of emotions going through, and we go through different stages and all that of grief and all that kind of stuff. But I have to realise now that I can't do anything. I can't bring my mum back. I've got to sort the funeral out. I've got to get that all done. I've got to move on with my life and all that. But do I need 2 people extra in my life? Or do I need to just go solo, go on my own, do my own thing? So I've got till the funeral to sort out whether or not I want to wait until the funeral's finished, get that all sorted and done with, and then start thinking whether I want to go solo. And I think, to be honest, I think this will be a scary step, because I don't want it to be real. It is real. I'm in a realistic sort of thing. I don't know. I've got to cancel everything my mum actually ever had, like her bills and all that shit. And I feel now that like a friend of mine said, he said, the world is your oyster. And another friend of mine was saying the same thing. So two of them, two people can't be wrong if they're saying the same thing at different times. So I have to expand my horizons. I want to move. I want my half brother to get the help he needs. I want him to be to be able to sort of maybe live in Western. And as selfish as it is, I need to get on with my life and I need to do my own thing. And it's as hard as it's going to be, just leaving everything behind. I need to move. Like, I need to sort of move. And I don't need to be in this area, but I need to think. I need to get the funeral done, sorted out, everything done. And then I need to think whether I should be moving with my half brother into a place together, which I don't want, because I don't want to have to take on my dad's child, little bastard son. As harsh as it is, I just need to move and have a fresh start. Not probably be in Western. I need to do something, so I'll probably go my own way. And I've got stuff. I've got to work out what I want to take. I know I want to take my iMac. I know I want to take my computer, and my Blu-ray players, and my mum's photos, and my family's photos, and everything you can imagine. But they reckon if I get my own sort of place of just me on my own. I've got friends up north, loads of people up in the north area that I've been sort of talking to, but it's how I can get up there. So I'd probably have to get support workers to help me to move there, to find me a place. Whether I can move up there now that we're in a different situation. So as scary as it is, I definitely need to move on. And my mum would have wanted me to do the same. She wouldn't have wanted me to be with Kevin instead and all that with him, because all the other ones, she would have wanted me just to go my own separate ways. And I've got, like, my sisters, they're living in other towns. They're not sort of in the same town as me. They're living in other towns. They've got their own lives. They're living their own lives, and they've been fine. They've done their own things, and bits and bobs and all that kind of stuff. But now is my time to shine and to move on, and maybe get a girlfriend. Maybe not to be on social media that much. I'll probably do videos from time to time, but I wouldn't say every time. I just want to get everything done. Funeral first, get paperwork all done, signed, get my mum's funeral and finished done out the way, and then I can start living my life like my mum would have wanted me to in the first place. So I think, I'm sure my half brother will be fine and stuff, because I'm sure there's loads of support workers out there to go through this with him, and maybe put him in a place where, because he said he doesn't want to be on his own. He wants to be with me and all this kind of stuff, and I can't keep doing it. This is just going to stress me out. This is just going to but I feel like now is my time to sort of be selfish in that way. I've been selfless, looking after my mum, and my half brother in there, and the other, and just taking the bullshit off the other one. Now that I've got to do what I got to do by myself, and it's only me is going to fucking do this at the end of the day. So I need to live it, my life, and if I have to be on my own, if I have to do my own thing in the fucking first place, and get my own place, and move bits and bobs in, sort the house out first, and then get my home sort of. I've got a new bed downstairs. I've got my microwave downstairs. I've got my air fryer. I've got my new washing machine. I haven't even opened up. I've got my I've got my big TV here. I've got my computers, everything. I'm already set and ready to go and stuff, and start spreading my wings and meeting new people, and just interacting with people, and maybe fall in love, get a girlfriend, have children, and be happy and all that. So, yes, guys and girls, I think, and a friend of mine told me, he said, write a list out of all the things that you want to achieve in the future. And he said, then you will decide for yourself what you really want. And he said, just tick off all the ones that you've done. And I said, the first thing would be to get the funeral done out of the way. And then next minute is to get on with my life. And he said, just put those down, just go for it. So, so it's going to be an interesting sort of new journey. Like, you could say it's almost like a surprise. But then as if I wanted to move to another town, before, when I got in touch with this other housing people, they were saying to me, because I didn't live in that other town and I didn't have family, I couldn't move there. But then it's because I live in this country and it's my country. You're saying to me, I can't live in another town to be happy and just be myself and move up with my friends up there, and maybe see my sisters from time to time and drop down and see them and all that, and all my other brothers, or maybe see Kevin and Darren at some point when they've settled in on their own and stuff. It's scary. I'll still get in contact with them. I'm not going to cut them off. But I feel now that I need to do what is right for me. I need to have my happiness, even if I have to be on my own for a little while. But yeah, anyway, guys and girls, that's enough of me chatting now. But whether I do some more videos or not, I haven't done a proper one of these long videos. And also I've got to work out the eulogy as well, because my sister said you're going to write a eulogy for the funeral. I want to write it one, but because I've got so much to do as well, and sorting the house out, and sorting out what I want to take, what I don't want to take. Anything I don't, I'll probably sell it or put it on the internet to sell, and then I could just use the money that I've sold the stuff on for my new house. Like my friend said, he says you could use it for your paint and paint up your own house and have your own property and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting journey, an interesting new path, a new horizons. So it's going to be fantastic, guys and girls. But anyway, if because I'll be making more videos. I'm not going to stop YouTube and stuff because of all this. But this will probably set me back a little bit as well. Till then, but cheers for watching, guys and girls. Stay safe. I hope you guys and girls sort of understand to this point. But I've pretty much put everything, I put my whole heart into this already. Even though I haven't sort of cried in this video, I'm sort of keeping strong. I'm sort of trying to step up as to be the man. And just to take more control of myself, of my own life, my whole aspect of living. But anyway, cheers, guys and girls. Stay safe. And hopefully we'll see you soon.